We're constantly preaching do for self. We're on here figuring out how to do it day by day so that we can pass it down the right way, so that we can learn the right ways, because school sucks. I've been thinking about this for a while. School fucking sucks. I'm ready to get my daughter into school. She's about to get into pre-K. My son's going into 6th grade. And it's like, damn, I can't lie to him, especially my son now, just looking at my every fucking move at 11 years old. I'm like, nah, listen, school's bullshit. It is. I'm not going to sit back and preach to you what was preached to me, because my parents, God bless their souls, thought it was important to get a good education, go to college, get the degree, find a profession after that, and be successful. That's what they couldn't do. So they achieved and wanted that for us. And then I realized slowly and real ruthlessly, we both did it. That's some bullshit. And this is the way to go. So this is how we got to teach our kids. So it starts with us at the end of the day. And we just got to teach the right values, and we got to practice them before we can teach them. And that's why I think maybe some of our generations fuck, but we still got a lot of good people that could pass it down and really change it for us.
Yeah, and that's definitely you know, a great point. I want to segue into this story right here, but by the way, before I do that, I want to let everybody know that you're actually tuned in right now to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother God and SamAnt, sitting across the table from me. If you're listening to this on YouTube, if you didn't already do it, hit the notification bell on the channel, and make sure that you like and share this video, please. I'm going to talk about Jermaine Dupri, because this happened a while ago, but we never got a chance to cover this topic. And Jermaine Dupri was doing an interview, and he opened up about this crop of female rappers presently in 2019. And here's what he said. He said, they're all rapping about the same thing. I don't think they're showing us who the best rapper is. For me, it's like strippers rapping. As far as rap goes, I'm not getting who the best rapper is. I'm getting like who got the story about dancing in the club. You got a story about dancing in the club. You got a story. Okay. But who is going to be the rapper? Now, JD, when he said this, Meg Thee Stallion, you know what I mean? She, you know, responded, and other people kind of responded in their own little ways. SamAnt, what is your thoughts about this Jermaine Dupri statement? You agree or not?
I can understand where he comes from, and given his resume, gotta respect what he says. Maybe not liked, but maybe putting a fire under some of these real female lyricists out there to really start promoting yourselves. Now, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. The music industry for a very long time promoted this all the way. This is where the only way females were thought to be able to get into the game and find success. You got to sell sexy. You got to sell sex. You got to sell it. And it'll work for you. We've seen Lil' Kim be great at it. We've seen Foxy Brown be great at it. Charlie Baltimore, TLC. The list goes on and on. The great female rappers we've seen throughout. Remy Ma was almost one of, I don't want to say the first people, one of the first people in our genre, because there were great female lyricists prior to that, MC Light and other females, Queen Latifah to come to mind. But she was one of the first ones that didn't necessarily have to sell sexy. She sold bars. Yeah. And it was like, nah, the niggas fuck with her and necessarily don't want to fuck her, so to speak. All respect to Remy Ma and her family. It was promoted so much that it got so drained out. We've seen Nicki do it, even though she can rap her ass off. I'm not taking away from her sales. And then we see the crop that came after Nicki, and you can see where the frustration is. But what I will say before we get to what you got to think, real quick, there is a crop of female rappers out here really spitting bars and doing their thing. I like the female freshman class. Megan Thee Stallion, even though she does promote sex and does it very, very well. Goddamn. She can spit. She can rap. Tierra Whack from Philly is a great rapper. Rico Nasty, I think she's from Maryland. Her swag is wild and crazy. She's a great rapper. You got a number of other Rhapsodies, another great one. I see the fucking bunch of female spitters on IG. I wish I knew
the thing is, though, I mean, but are they ever going to be, those rappers ever going to be in that limelight like a Nicki or a Cardi? Probably not.
Why not, though?
Because they're not promoting the sex with it. And if you look at it, you know, go back from like Foxy and Lil' Kim and then, you know, Nicki, that was being widespread promoted. Even though, they had lyrics and stuff like that. It almost seems like now, it's like body, then lyrics. Let's have the body. Let's make sure, the titties and the ass is right, and this, that, and the third. And then, because if you look at it, and there's a lot of people that can rap. I'm not going to say that they can't, but let's go back to what he said. They're all talking about the same shit for the most part. And it's good for me and you. We like to see them shake their ass and stuff. But when you're talking about lyrical substance, like for kids and stuff like that, You don't want your daughter listening to that. You don't want your kids listening to that because it's teaching them the whole, you know, a wrong message. So yeah, I mean, turn on the radio. What you're gonna hear? Shaking your ass. You're gonna hear, you know, doing this, and you know, you just don't. The Lauryn Hills are not promoted like the Cardi B's are anymore.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you real quick for Jermaine Dupri and you that think that way, because I'm not saying I disagree, but I want you to answer this dynamic, right? Because with that argument, what are females supposed to do? When you got great lyricists and great female rappers that want to just be genuine and do it, because the Jermaine Dupri's are tired of hearing about shaking your ass, even though there's 15 niggas on the other side that are rapping about the same shit too. They don't get the same kind of criticism, not necessarily from us, because we give it to them. We shine the light on the ones that are sitting there in the diamonds in the rough. But we're saying it's okay for the males, but it's not okay for the females. And then we're also saying that we want them to spit, but when they spit, they're not going to get promoted. So they're just supposed to stay up under this radar of mediocrity. And the only way they claim to fame is to shake their ass, because they all got ass.
But my thing is just like, just rap about something besides shaking your ass.
But the ones that do, we don't want to hear it. Or they're not promoted.
We do. I mean,
why aren't they promoted?
It's the labels, though. It's the thing. It's the labels, the industry that wants to sell the sex alongside of the rapper. So somebody like you said, Remy Ma, she could never, even though for us she's dope, she could never really be that limelight rapper because her ass wasn't out. She wasn't shaking it. She wasn't showing her titties like that. You know what I mean? Like the other rappers were. So it was just like, it's more so an agenda, you know, of the industry, I think, and the labels to push it more so. But obviously you're going to be able to listen to your, you know, your Tierra Wax, and, you know, people talk about Meg Thee Stallion and stuff like that. Yeah. But ultimately, most of the rappers that's pushed in the limelight are talking about garbage, man. Period.
I like the day and age where now we don't need the music industry. We don't need radio to feed us the bullshit. Now, radio is important. I'm not going to act like it ain't. It's huge. But when we got social media platforms, when we got platforms that are able to distribute music without the music industry, without that fucking real terrible middleman, you got room for great spitters, both male and female. And I like the fact that nowadays we're not just getting sex thrown in our face. As much as males love it, and as much as I love seeing it from the necks, it does get drained and watered down. And I wonder often where those female spitters at, because we grew up with the Lauryn Hills, we grew up with the TLCs, and we grew up with the Remy Ma's, and a number of dynamic spitters, and they're out there now too. And they're not just all doing the same thing. And I'm glad that we're allowed to be able to see those and appreciate those, even though they may not want the mainstream, the glitz and glamour, the Grammy that people so much seek. Fuck that.
I would say the top, if you go like the top as far as mainstream is concerned, the female rappers, 4 of them are probably shaking their ass right now, and, you know, promoting that stripper lifestyle. And I think more so he's probably like taking shots at more like Cardi B, and, you know, obviously married Luke, Nicki Minaj, and other people when he's talking about this. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the whole thing now. It kind of started with like even before, but like Foxy Brown, Little Kim. I think it started with that. That was so successful, that image, and the fact that, all right, now she's a fucking whore, straight up and down. Then she talking about sucking niggas. You know, she talking about doing this with all these different niggas, straight this and that. So that was the persona that was promoted and pushed, that people wanted to fill in that and be, all right, fuck it. Little Kim did it, I'm doing this shit. And it seemed like since that image was so successful, people wanted to follow that. And it kind of seemed like even with Lauryn Hill, I mean, what happened with that? Even though she went to all little things, it was like that wasn't the thing that was. It seemed like the industry really didn't want that type of rapper to really be pushed to the forefront. They would rather have somebody talking about some ratchet shit. That's just my opinion.
I mean, no, that's very true, and that may be one of the reasons why Lauryn Hill is messed up as she is when it comes to the music industry. Because when you got somebody that cares that much, it's about the music, and you get received like that, but then you don't get pushed from the one place at the time, the only place at the time where you could get your shit out. Because back then, a label could shelf you, and it didn't matter what you did. You toured off the same album, and the fans didn't understand. We didn't know. We could read a magazine, but they weren't letting us. It wasn't readily available as it is now with the internet, to know that, yo, our favorite artists are getting fucked over on the other side. And this is why we don't hear the music that we loved and appreciate. Or they give you a second album and it's garbage and it's bullshit, not realizing that they just have to fulfill an obligation, and they don't give a fuck, and they just throwing that album away to get out of their situation and being fucked because they ain't making no money. Now we know. Now the artists know. It's way more in control. And I wish a Lauryn Hill was out now, because we'd be able to appreciate them more. But that being said, that CD, misconceptions of Lauryn Hill, picking it up from the Circuit City to Best Buy, putting it in, filling it throughout, fucking skipping, buying another one. It was nothing like that. I want to talk about this, old guy, because Lil Nas X, he just broke the record for Billboard, right? And I didn't know what song he broke it on, but then I found out it was Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men, Straight Outta Heaven. Or you remember that song back in the day?
Hell yeah.
Come on, man. Like school fucking dances and all the girls. Right. With the day and age of streaming, and I don't think it's any doubt what song is better. I don't think it's any doubt. But now, I mean, the record's broken. It is what it is. No hate on them. Is it fair that records like this can be broken with a song like that, with a song like this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it was different back then. You know what I'm saying? The way I guess you could listen to music now is more accessible. It's very easy now. So it's definitely probably not fair with the whole streaming thing, and it's no comparison with the song, even though the song is catchy and all that. And it's just, you know, I don't know if I want to say it's a good song, but it's catchy. It's catchy. Yeah, it's very catchy, and you know, you can probably hear it in any setting, and you'll be jamming to it no matter where, any setting. So it's just like that may be the difference with that. But yeah, I think that's very weird. But here's what I wanted to say though before we went to that one. I wanted, you know what I mean, to talk about Lauryn Hill, because you talked about her album Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and I wanted to say compare that to any album of Cardi B, compare that to any Meg Thee Stallion, compare that to any Nicki, Little Kim, anybody, you know what I'm saying? Well, just compare them, and then you can, it's like the compare and contrast is crazy. And not to say that they didn't have some good songs on the album, but just the total, the flavor, you know, of it. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, because these people, I think, are being true to who they were. If that's what they do, that's what they do. But it just goes to show you that you don't necessarily have to push that image, the industry image, to be successful in the industry. You might not be up there with Nicki, but you could be somewhere like right here and still be, you know, in your space.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Right. People gotta realize that. Ain't nothing wrong with being in your fucking lane. Right. Winning. It's easier to sleep at night that way. You ain't have to sell nothing. You ain't have to go beyond yourself to go ahead and just seek the fame that you really realize wasn't that crazy anyway. Right. And nothing wrong with that, man. So I mean, yeah. End the discussion to sum it all up. I think that Jermaine Dupri is right, but I do think that the female rap game, just like I think the male rap game, is very bright. I think the future is going to be bright for it. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you know. I know you may not agree. No, I just, you know, I think it's going to be different. You know what I mean? I actually like to, you know, see a lot of more, because remember at one point it was just Nicki. After Kim and everybody, it wasn't a lot of people that could really break in. So now, you know, it's more people. So, I mean, it's going to be a good thing, I think, you know, for the industry. But ultimately, it's more the same to me, you know. We'll see though. Yeah, there's a lot of great ones out there. They just got to be shown a lot more. I've been seeing a lot of great ones. And salute to y'all. Right. We just got to promote them more. If y'all see this and y'all listen to the podcast, or y'all want to come up here and share your story and show off your skills, hit us the fuck up. Right. Argue with old guys. They're going to the other channels. Oh man. Yeah, they can't wait to sit on the great white couch. Oh man. Okay, I want to segue real quick, man. I want to talk about this. It's been on my mind. And just to talk about on the podcast, brother to brother. So, is it fair for a man to fuck a woman who once dated the friend? Like, if you were acquaintance of the friend, like, all right, I work with a dude, he was dating a girl, we cool, but we ain't brothers. He break up with the girl. Is it fair for me to date that girl? Is it fair for a man to date that girl? Or they are out of bounds? Now, the bro code, you date a woman, she's out of bounds, she's sister for life. Right. Totally different. Yeah, I agree. I mean, just talking about just working with somebody or something like that. You might have had a drink with the